Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you've been well. Today's video is gonna be kind of a random one. My channel's kind of random, as of late, I guess. Through the years it's been everything. I've done all kinds of things and I've shifted a bunch, and then now I do, some adventure camping videos, some gear stuff, some EDC preparedness stuff, vehicle mods, and then I did the house build, but now I'm kind of moving on to the shop slash barn build out. I've been just creeping along at a snail's pace in this place. There's still a lot to do that I'm going to talk about some in this video, ask you guys some questions in this video, just kind of give updates on general things. I'm trying to do basically specific video breakdowns of specific projects on specific vehicles as well. So I just wrapped up filming updates on the LX570, and then I'm gonna do some updates on the regular cab Tundra build as well, and then the Tacoma as well, and then the rooftop tent videos as well. So I'm doing lots of specific videos, and this is more of a broad video, I guess, just to get some feedback from you guys, I guess. Also, and I ask in videos a lot questions, favors of you guys, like what would you like to see? And I appreciate those of you that do comment and let me know. And it always gives me a better, kind of view into the minds of, people that watch my videos that aren't me. And that helps because I'm really not making videos for myself to watch. I'm making videos for you guys to watch. So the more I know what you guys want to watch, when it aligns with what I want to do, perfection. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the shop, and I'm going to give you some general updates on some vehicles, give you some general plans, and then see what you guys want me to film, I guess. So here we are in the shop. It's nighttime. Everyone is asleep. I've finally gotten a moment to come out and film some videos because I've just been hanging out with the family. So in the barn, I've given kind of barn tours and barn updates. I'll go to wide angle here. So this is a 50 by 50. I have almost enough room. I have enough room to park like 3 cars deep, but not like 3 trucks deep. But I'm gonna try and keep it about this full. Eventually, when I'm done building out this back wall and everything, I think I'll park kind of back in here, the 60 and the 80, and then I'll basically have 4 other vehicles, the Tacoma, Tundra, Lexus, something like that. The GTR probably will go bye-bye eventually. I have a few interested buyers. It's not sold yet. I'm just kind of working out. It's a little harder, takes a little longer to sell a more specialty vehicle like that. But anyway, I want to just keep 4, 5, 6 vehicles in here and just keep it at that. I don't want any more vehicles, honestly. The Land Cruisers need work. They're not here. I'm just pointing to where they will be. The LX. So I'm doing a video on that where I talk about radio, some other little mods, new steering wheel. I got a little like battery charger that I'll tell you more about. Tacoma, still continuing to test rooftop tents. In about a month and a half, I'm in queue right now for full C4 bumper, slider, skids, bumper. So that'll change quite a bit. I'll continue testing tents and just building out little things. I got a little propane tank holder there. I'm building out my Pelican table contents in there. That'll be pretty cool. I got a different awning that I'm gonna test on here. And then this guy, he's torn apart. I was fixing the door lock and some other stuff in here, and all the clips were broken off, so I got some new clips to redo that. I'm installing a dual battery setup in here. Put the GFC on soon, and doing lots of little things to this Tundra. So that'll be fun. And then this Tundra's pretty much done. So I just use this Tundra. I just drive it. And then, yeah, we're back to the GTR. So I've been building out other aspects of the shop here. This is I'll eventually have more of a lounge area over here where I'm gonna do obviously golf sim and hang out with friends and whatnot. I'll probably throw a TV and some other stuff in here. We got the fridge. Actually, let me talk about this. I almost forgot. This fridge, they sent me, this is a prototype, and the app I'm using is in beta, so I probably won't show you that, but this is the Anchor Solix Everfrost refrigerator, and I like a lot of things about this. Yeah, this video is going to be random, so we'll just stop and talk gear real quick, because this is, they're doing, I believe, an early bird kind of special where you get, I think you pay $10 and you get $300 off. It's kind of a weird thing, but you buy $300 off for $10 or something like that. And then you also they have a little accessory rail. I don't have any of the accessories. Again, this is a prototype, but little like knife holders and tables that drop in here, and it kind of turns it into an ecosystem, which is really cool. Bottle opener on the side, and then the handle that you can actually just move it around by seconds has a secondary function as a table. I popped it out of its holder, but it has a table here, so that's kind of nice because a lot of times you'll be getting stuff out and you're digging around for stuff and you just got a little place to set it out. So that's actually pretty cool. The little table functionality, that pops up, clips in, that goes down for transport. It has handles on the side so you can just lift it, but you can also use this handle to wheel it around, or I don't know if you're supposed to, but you use this handle to wheel it around. I'm guessing you're supposed to because that works great. And nice and flat for sitting on, has a tape measure, imperial metric, not a tape measure, but a ruler, I guess. Maybe use it for fishing or whatnot. And then kind of the cool things that set this apart a little bit is that can you see? There's a battery percentage there. So it actually has this cool thing here where it can accept dual batteries. Right now I just have a single battery in here. This can pop open and you can access the USB-A and USB-C port. So you can actually charge the batteries and thus the refrigerator, the cooler, with USB-C, which is nice. You can also charge it or plug it in with your standard AC. You can also charge it or plug it in with your standard cigarette lighter. It comes with those, and then it has an XT60 port here where you can charge it with solar. I believe it can accept 100 watts of solar, and you can do 1 or 2 batteries in here. And the cool thing is the batteries actually pull out. So the batteries are their standalone little battery device where you can use it for USB-C or USB-A. And so again, you can use 1 or 2. When you don't have a battery in, it kind of turns into this little storage tray, just for keeping a little bit of junk in there. So that is very cool. So again, USB will charge the battery and thus run the refrigerator, USB-C. When you're plugged into AC or DC or solar, it runs the fridge, but also charges the battery inside. And the battery can last, I believe with 2 batteries, this can go for over 4 days, they're saying. I only have 1 battery and I haven't actually done a real true time test on it. And the other cool thing that I think this is the only one that has it maybe, it has a fan up here. So it's essentially like an air fryer, but for the refrigerator. What that does is it cools things down way quicker. They say it doesn't mean much to anybody, but 15 minutes it can cool down. But that obviously depends on how warm your stuff is if you're trying to freeze it or refrigerate it. I believe it goes down to like -4 up to 68, so it's a fridge or freezer. But it also, the fan here doesn't run all the time. It kind of knows when to run. It blows things, it cools it faster, but it also evenly distributes the coolness. So in a typical fridge, you're like near the compressor is too cold and freezing, and over here isn't cold enough. So with the fan, basically you get a much more even temperature in there. Nice soft closed lid. Anyway, yeah, I almost forgot, but that is, I believe, hopefully I can post this video in time, on like a pre-order. The Solix Everfrost, I believe there's 2 sizes. This is the 40 liter. Cool. Anyway, it's been my shop fridge. So we keep beers and whatnot in there, and then it's also my kind of side table as well. And the wheels actually work really well. They're kind of these oversized rubber wheels. So when you have a fridge, even though this is kind of on the smaller side of big, it's still a pain when it's full to carry it. Like it takes a man or a strong woman to carry it. So the wheels are actually super nice. So couch, what was I saying? Couch and chair, and I got a little diesel heater over here. And here is the Liberator rocket stove that can burn either pellets or any kind of wood. So I'm just been like keeping cutoffs and whatnot and sticks and twigs, and you know, this is a little small for it, but it'll burn it. But it won't burn like a big full cordwood. But this has been what I've been using to heat the shop. It's not on right now. We've had some pretty warm days actually. But I'll kick that on, and then I'll kick the diesel heater over on there to kind of heat things up in here when I want to kick up the heat. But golf-wise, you like this? I got the Multicam Tropic Ping bag for you golfers. I got the bronzies. Cool. So golf, I'm not that good at golf. I mean, I'm pretty good at golf for someone that basically never plays golf, but I'm not good at golf to somebody that actually plays golf. My swing is ugly. Got lots of work to do. I'm trying to figure out whether I want to correct my swing and do things all proper and go through the whole, you know, basically relearning and sucking really bad until, or just be like, my swing sucks, but the ball goes generally where I want it to go, and just send it like that. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. I'm not trying to compete. I'm not trying to be in the PGA or anything like that. I'm just trying to have some fun with my friends. And golfing, to me, is similar in some sense, loosely. We're going to follow me here, to overlanding and camping, right? For me, even though I did just go on a solo little overland trip, which everyone asked for Weekenderlanders, I just posted one. It didn't get many views. I think something's jacked with my channel, like it always is, but now it's a little worse than usual. Who knows? Or maybe people just hate me. That's an option too. But I really liked the Weekenderlander I just did and put together. I spent a lot of time. It was like basically an hour long. I thought it was a great video, and I was hoping it would get a bunch of views, and it just didn't get a ton of views. But anyway, Weekenderlander, I love making them. I'll keep doing them. Don't worry about it. But people were complaining that I wasn't doing them because I hadn't been for a bit because I was so busy doing other stuff. Where was I going? Yeah, so that was a solo Weekenderlander, and I enjoyed it. And I thought the video was good. But in general, I overland and I camp to hang out with people and to just kind of relax and go somewhere and do something that I'm not checking emails and getting on phone calls, and, you know, get away from the family is fun as well. I absolutely love my family, though, and I spend way too much time with them, and I love it. But it's nice to get away as well. So that's overlanding. You know, you can obviously go camping with the family, but a lot of times when I go, I'll go with friends. Golf is the same. It's kind of like off-roading for a day, because you're not camping when you're golfing, unless you go on a golf retreat. This is rambling. Unless you go on a golf retreat, which I have a friend, Danny Choi, in Washington. He's a golf buddy. Well, he's been a buddy forever, but he's into golf, and he goes on golf trips with his friends, and I've never been on one. That sounds fun. That would be like an overlanding adventure, but golf trip. Anyway, there's similarities in that you go out, you're hanging out with friends, you're out in nature, in fresh air. There's a little bit of competition. It's not I guess it's a sport. I'm used to playing real sports, right? Hockey and whatnot, but hey, golf's a sport too. So you're getting a little bit of exercise, though I way prefer to ride the cart. But mostly you're just hanging out. I'm always down for I have friends that I enjoy and I like to hang out with them. So like overlanding, golf is kind of like that. Anyway, all that to say, it's also expensive. It's hard to get out. It's hard to get tee times. You can only go with 4 people. And then you kind of got to go. You're waiting around. It's not perfect. I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes it's harder, especially in Colorado when in the winter it's hard to. So all that to say, golf sim. I just have a relatively cheap setup. I have a Rapsodo, which is kind of hit or miss sometimes. I did get turf to kind of turf the area, but really it's just the hitting mat. I think that was a Carl's Place one. This was an enclosure I just got on Amazon, and that is basically it. I run it through an iPad. I got a cheap projector up here. But something kind of interesting is my brother. He's rarely on the channel. We have a great relationship and he lives nearby. We just don't really go camping together much, though we do go fishing occasionally, but I just don't make videos when I go fishing, fly fishing. And then we golf together and we do other stuff. We hang out a lot, but he's never on the channel. But he's kind of entrepreneurial, kind of like I am. He was the owner of the company web development shop that I worked for years. I've talked about him in videos and whatnot. Older brother, he kind of got me into the simulator setup. And my other friend. So my brother's name is Danny. My other Washington friend's name is Danny. They both kind of got me into it. And I had space. I had room to put this. And so we got into it, and my brother got it, and he got the Rapsodo, and then he got another one now, and he's been experimenting with this, and he's like me in that he is a king of research. Danny and myself, if there's anything that we are talented at, it is researching, learning very fast, and then being able to share that knowledge with other people. He's smarter than I am, honestly, and he's better at researching and learning things than I am. So anyway, I relied on him for some of this stuff, and then he's putting together a little website, Garage Golf, because he's really into it. And then he kind of wanted to start a YouTube video-ish, and I was like, that might be fun. Golf. What do you guys think? I wouldn't put it here. Like, I put a lot of random stuff on this channel. I get that. It's random. It's why my channel sucks. It's why I've never really been able to make it big on YouTube, because I'm like a dog chasing squirrels. I get it. I'm sorry. It's just, but it helps me have a good time on YouTube. I love what I do, and I'm not stuck in a rut, and I'm not pigeonholed, and I talk to all these other YouTubers that just can't, they hate doing videos on this or they hate doing videos on that, but they can't transition out of it because they're stuck. And I never got stuck. I just made videos on whatever I wanted. But this, I think, is a little bit too different. So I won't put golf, you'll see this in the background once in a while. Maybe it'll work, a clip will work in. Or this is probably the most I'll talk about this kind of setup on the channel. But it is another interest of mine that I haven't had enough time to pursue, just because this last couple years of my life have been crazy. But as I've said in a few videos, the future is looking to settle down, to balance out a little bit. But what do you guys think? Should my brother and me start a YouTube channel where it's just two regular dudes that are kind of into golf, but definitely not pros, just having fun and teaching you about stuff we learn? Let me know, and we may do it, my brother and myself. My brother speaks better than I do, so it'll be a good channel. And then let's talk about the reason that I kind of made this video. I'm finally getting around to it. Updates. Updates was one of the reasons I made the video, but shop stuff. Some of this is just to tell you, to give you an idea of what's going down in here. So BenPack sent me lifts. I feel bad. They sent me lifts a long time ago. I should have installed them a long time ago, but then I had to clear everything out when I insulated and painted everything, and then I just got sidetracked with a bunch of other projects. But they sent me a 2-post lift and a 4-post lift. The original intention was basically 2 posts and 4 posts, and then I was going to build basically a loft, or what's it called, a mezzanine? I don't know what the difference is between them really, but essentially a loft up above the back half of the wall. Then my buddy Jim, who helped me build the house, and he's actually helping me knock out some other projects around, he was like, well, what if you want to get a fifth wheel or something later that needs, 40 or 50 feet length and height? Because I have a 14-foot door here. It really could park, 2 giant RVs in here and have plenty of room. So instead we switched it, and I'm gonna do a long, about, halfway length and then half of the width, so that way I could park something tall along. And then I kind of got thrown off on how I would want to do the 2-post versus 4-post. The 2-post, I thought I was going to get more into race cars and be all fast and furious and whatnot, but I think I'm basically getting out of that, and I'll keep the Golf R, and it'll be kind of fun. But I was envisioning, I put the 4 posts and have 2 project cars that I was working on over there, and well, I don't got that kind of money, and I don't got that kind of time, so that's going to kind of go. 2 posts is still going to go basically right here where the Tundra is, which will be great. 4 posts might actually go in my attached garage. I'm not sure. It might go here, it might go in my attached garage. But how I want to lay this out with more open room, like originally the barn was going to be just filled with cars and just working and tinkering and whatnot. And then once I added this, I was like, it'd be cool to just have, ultimate man cave kind of hangout for my friends, maybe a cool area to film. Obviously this wall needs to be all finished, but and some of this other stuff needs to be painted. But I started kind of finishing it off, and I was like, actually, I think I want more open space, and I'll relegate vehicles to kind of, take up maybe a little more than half. But yeah, so anyway, I'll put 2 posts there, maybe a 4-post somewhere, but I got to put some lighting up in the top. But you can see, like, even with all the black ceiling and black walls and everything, with some lighting up in here, I know it's kind of casting some lens flares and doing some weird stuff. Lighting's actually pretty good, but I think I will do some pendants or something, or some shop lights in the middle, because I really just have lights on the side. So the middle is a little dark, but as you can see, things are lit up. But if you walk in between here, then it gets a little darker in here. So that, I don't know, let me know. I want to hear just some feedback. That sounds cool, that's dumb. I would put the 4-post over where the GTR is or whatever. The problem is I have these garage door openers. So if I put the 4-post here, I would have a little more height for things, but even there, so that's about 9 feet. This side is 12 feet. This here is like 20 feet, so I have tons of room in the middle area, but I don't know. The thing is, if I put a 2-post and a 4-post, then my 4-post doesn't go high enough for any of these vehicles to go under. So it's really, because all my vehicles are too tall. I think a 6-foot vehicle can fit under it, but so like a car. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, people that have had lifts. The 2-post will be my main used one, and that's going to go right there. And the reason I'm putting the 2-post there is because I'm going to have the loft here. So I'm going to kind of have some restrictions, and I feel like I just want to keep this open. Again, I'm going to bring my F550 Bus in here probably and start working on that soon as well. That's a project, the F550 Bus build out. It's gutted, and that's where it's just sitting out in my yard. That actually wants me to finish it so we can take some trips with the family this summer. So I need to get on that one. as well. And then, yeah, so Land Cruisers I think will just look cool here, and then I'll, be able to work on them a little bit because they've both been neglected. And then just kind of parking. But then if I need to bring a vehicle in and need more space or whatever, I'll bring it in here. So I'll build kind of tools out here. I think I'll do like a little sort of kitchenette build out here, and then cover this whole wall so it's not looking like ugly insulation, obviously. But then I have this wall, this area here, which I want to clean it all up. It's ugly right now because it's just kind of junk storage and some building materials and stuff I haven't opened yet. But I want to move most of the storage outside. Right now my Land Cruisers are outside, so off the side of here I have some covered storage and I have a shipping container. I want to move most of the storage out there, move those vehicles in just because they're pretty and I can look at them. And then I'll have this wall and then this wall. And this is where I'll have tools and workbenches and then just gear. Like I'll have a gear wall. Like maybe this will be a gear wall. I debated, you have a shop, right? And you feel like you could do anything in the shop. And one of my other dreams would be to just have a bunch of machinery, some big CNCs and some cutters and benders, and just get really into building all that kind of stuff. But it takes so much space and it takes so much time where I basically say, this is a shop now, not a hangout, not a golf sim, not like parking for a bunch of vehicles. This is a shop. Or you say, I want to make a wood shop. Then you need dust collection and table saws and planers. You need a lot of room for all that stuff. And I love that. Like probably woodworking would be amazing, but I don't really, again, same deal. So I'll probably just have a couple smaller tools, welders, little things like that. I'm always want to get one of the plasma cutter CNCs or just a bigger, like I have a little very hobbyist CNC right now that I use for holster stuff. Maybe I'll get a slightly bigger CNC. So that way when I'm just building, prototyping drawer systems or whatever, I can be a little more legit with it than instead of just cutting it, with a table saw and a jigsaw or whatever. So that's kind of the dream back here, is to have a little bit of tools, like kind of mini shops. Most of them will probably just kind of tuck away and I can pull them out when I want to use them, so I won't have like big dedicated table saws out and whatever. And then again, all that stuff just makes mess and then it gets all over the cars, which, they get dirty anyway. But I don't know. What do you guys want to see, I guess, is the thing. Because really, ultimately, the justification for this entire building, or again, if you're interested in the building, I made a video specifically about it. Big Buildings Direct. I still think I'll put it down below. I think if you tell Big Buildings Direct, bigbuildingsdirect.com, if you tell them Last Line of Defense sent you, I believe they give you like $300 off a building. It's not much for a big old building, but it's better than nothing. So if you want a building, you can tell them I sent you and you'll get a little discount. But anyway, this building, I kind of built for YouTube. Like I couldn't justify this building just because I wanted to, right? And YouTube's basically my full-time job. So what do you want to see in here? I kind of gave you the vision, gave you the general idea of what I'm going to do, but what would you guys like to see? Like, would you like to see just a gear wall where I have all the gear, and like before I go out on a weekend Orlando trip, I put some music and I have some B-roll of like getting a kit ready and yada, 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 or maybe like a gunsmithing bench back here. If I ever spin up, second gun channel kind of back in there, and an armory, or you want to see me build stuff, woodworking or metalworking, see that. Or just hangs. Maybe I start a podcast and we have, a cool like little living room area here and we film stuff. I don't know, because what I want to do is part of it, and then like I said earlier, what you guys want to see is the other part of it. And if I can do them both, I would love to do them both. So let me know what sounds interesting to you guys, I guess. And then some other updates for you. Some other updates are this homesteading thing. So we're working on, actually we got in the incubator right now some chickens, some chicks. So we got rooster and chickens, and we're actually for the first time hatching our own eggs, but we also bought a bunch of chickens, and then we also ordered specialty chickens that will get hatching eggs eventually at some point. It's kind of crazy buying these things. Ashley's more into researching all that stuff than I am. But you get them. These people charge a crazy amount, and then they basically tell you, you'll get them when you get them. We don't know when. Don't ask us when. And it's kind of insane how the system, how these things work. You know, a lot of them are just like single person or a couple people operations, and they're just doing it out of their backyard. So I kind of get it, but it's a weird industry, the kind of specialty chicken. If you got specialty chickens, reach out to me, Mike at LLOD.us, and maybe, you know, I don't know if you sell them or if you just have them, or whatever. Ashley's looking, you know, for mostly like cool looking eggs, but also she wants some cool looking chickens, and then she wants to kind of get into it, you know, start breeding and making her own hybrid breeds and all that stuff. And I'm all about it because chickens, I think everyone should have chickens. They're just a great prep, and, you know, egg shortage and whatnot. And I eat eggs every day now. I used to never eat eggs, but now everything's coming. I mean, people have known for a while. I think they're real good, but now it's like they're a superfood. So I'm like, I'm gonna eat them. I got them free. I got the most expensive free eggs that anyone could ever have. So I eat eggs quite a bit. But all that to say, Homestead, I'm probably, funds permitting, part of it hinges on if I sell the GTR. I'm going to build this big greenhouse, and I'm really still going to try and make my orchard. We have the chickens. We may get into goats this year. My wife's dream is to have some Highland cows. I don't know if we'll ever do that, but it won't be a this year thing. But this year I may work at getting my field in order, getting kind of the weeds under control, the grasses back, because I tore up a lot of stuff when I built the house, and I'm kind of reestablishing some of the fields. I have some parts of my property that are untouched and some that are a little slopey and, you know, can't really graze on them realistically, and then some that are great for grazing. So I'll probably, my plans for the year, doing a lot of chickens, maybe getting ready for goats, maybe cows, doing the gardening thing, and just trying a lot to be more self-sufficient. But that, like the golfing thing, that is related to this channel, but I think it's different enough from the core of my audience where that's going to be a second channel. There's a group of you guys that want everything on one channel, which I get. Like, why would I want another channel to subscribe to? It's just more work to try and keep up. I only have so much time. I don't want to watch a book. And I totally understand. I totally get that as well. But then there's the reason, I talked about this earlier, some of the reason, there's lots of reasons my YouTube channel isn't big, and I talk too much, and I ramble, and I don't, you know, I do a lot of things wrong. But one of the things I definitely do wrong is subject hopping too much. That's the death of any, I don't know how I made it this far in YouTube doing what I do, because it kills every channel that tries it. Any channel that tries to do what I do is just death. And my channel certainly suffered a lot from it. So I don't know that I want to introduce another pretty major element into this channel. So I'm pretty set on making a second homesteading channel, and Ashley will probably be a bigger part of that channel as well, because I'm going to force her. She has no desire to, but I'm like, I'm spending all this money doing all this homesteady stuff. A lot of it is for you. A lot of it is for me as well. If we're going to make videos on it, I'm going to make you do some of these videos as well. So anyway, the homesteading channel, if I make homesteading videos, I'm pretty set that they're going to be a separate channel. I don't know that I'm going to make homesteading videos, but if I do, it's going to be a second channel. And I only want to do it if I'm going to stick, if I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make a go at this. I'm not just gonna make one video or two videos and let it fizzle out. I'm gonna make a go at it. So I'm gonna need to shift some priorities around in my life to make that happen. But I really want to make a go at the homesteading thing. I'm not trying to be 100% self-sufficient or anything like that, but I want to be more self-sufficient. Hard times are more than likely coming. I want to ride it out in style. So I am going to really put a concerted effort into that kind of stuff. And I figure while I'm doing it, it makes sense to make videos about it. It makes sense to do it on a separate channel. So that's coming. Cool. Well, this video, I think I said it at the beginning, was going to be a kind of rambly update video where I've been saying this a lot lately. Sorry if you get sick of it. Sorry if you're not logged in and you're watching this anonymously or whatever. Sign in, leave me a comment. I want to hear from you guys. I need some input on some of this stuff. And whatever you feel like telling me, just lay it on me. It can be a critique. It can be like, you never made it on YouTube because you freaking talk too much, or you're ugly, or you look stupid, or your voice sucks. Maybe I don't want to hear those comments, but you can. I would like to hear it. I'm in a very, trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up. And some of that's YouTube, and maybe it's a different channel. This channel is going to keep going. I love all the stuff that's on this channel. I love doing all the stuff that's on this channel. It's big part of my life. But I have many parts of my life. All right, it's getting late. I got to try and get in and edit this video. I've been filming so many videos, because I've been doing so much stuff, and like I've said earlier, I've been making a concerted effort to film more. I usually just do a bunch of stuff and then make an unrelated video for the week, even though that week I did 20 other things. Now I'm like, I should film all the things that I'm doing. And we'll put them into videos, and we'll see if you guys like them. If you like them, sweet. If you hate them, well, maybe I'll go back to just doing a million things through the week and only putting out one random other video that's unrelated to the stuff I was doing. But anyway, so I'm sitting on like 5 or 6 videos that are like filmed and or partially edited, and the ADHD is kicking it big time with it all. But a lot of videos coming out, and give me feedback on them all. Like, I'm asking for feedback on this, but can't say it enough. YouTube channels need interaction, and they need engagement. And I have a lot of people that just view my videos and haven't been engaging. Like, when a channel's younger, when a channel hasn't been around as much, people engage a lot more. And then when a channel's like 10 years old, like mine is, people kind of fizzle out. There's a few channels that just keep crushing it, but most channels see a pretty heavy decline at my tenure. So if you are a fan, I appreciate you sharing, like actually sharing the video, or sharing it to yourself, or whatever, commenting, liking, all that kind of stuff. Because apparently it helps. I don't know, algorithm and stuff. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. I really, truly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate you. Even if you're a slacker and you just watch the video and you don't do anything else, still appreciate you. All right, guys, take it easy.